take a position that's very comfortable for you today, either sitting or lying down. And then make any final adjustments so that you will be very comfortable. And let's make a start. So let's focus on the belly now. And if you feel comfortable to, bring the hands to the belly too. It doesn't matter where on the belly the hands are or how they're placed. But if you're not comfortable putting the hands on your body today, don't worry, you can just focus on the sensation of the belly and the torso. And then lower and soften the gaze or shut the eyes if you feel comfortable to now. And in a moment, we're going to arrive into our practice. So just start to settle in here, feeling the body here, while you listen to the instruction before following me. So when I invite you to, in a few moments, we're going to take a deep, long breath through the nose, if you're comfortable breathing through the nose today, and if not, then through the mouth. And we're going to bring that breath all the way to the belly and to the hands there, if that's where you've chosen to put them. Then once the lungs and the belly feel full, we're going to take a little extra sip of air, then breathe out through the mouth all in one go. And if you're comfortable to, with an audible sigh. And you're going to do this at your own pace, breathing out as soon as you feel your lungs are full to your capacity and not waiting for me to tell you when. So let's try that now. Finish up your last out breath. Then take a long, deep breath into the belly, lungs, then an extra sip and sigh that breath out. And take 2 more of those at your own pace and rhythm. And follow that moment after that last sigh and notice the breath return. And as you notice the breath return, notice if thoughts return to you too. And let your attention refocus on how your breath feels for you today. And how are you experiencing that? There's no right or wrong here, just notice how the breath returns and where in your body you feel it. And now I invite you to place one hand over the navel or the belly button and the other on the chest or the heart, whichever word you prefer for those areas. And again, there's no right or wrong placement, just whatever feels intuitively good here and only if you feel comfortable to. And take a deeper, slower, longer breath than usual, feeling the breath lift the hands at the heart and then reach all the way to the bottom hand. And then feel or imagine the hands move on the torso as the lungs expand from chest to belly button. Do both hands move, or does the top hand move less than the bottom hand, or vice versa? No right or wrong here, just notice. And on the in-breath, feel the rise of the chest and belly. Feel the breath expand into the back body too, pressing into the floor if you're lying down, or into the back of the chair if that's what's supporting your back today. And where are the points of connection here between your back and whatever supports it, where the lungs are at their fullest expansion? How do they change as you breathe in and out? And continue to breathe into the front and back lungs here. Feel the expansion of both the front and back body. Remembering to bring your thoughts back to this sensation when they roam, which they will. Good. And now I invite you to place one hand just above the pubic bone, so a bit lower down on the belly, and one where the collarbones meet in that little nook, if you feel comfortable to do that. And once again, bring or imagine bringing the breath to both hands. And can you feel how the lungs expand this whole area? Can you feel the full length of the lungs and the potential of their capacity? Breathing into the full length of the lungs for a few moments now. And bring your attention back to the sensation of the breath, expanding the full length of the lungs when the mind roams. Good. And now I invite you to place the hands on your rib cage, so one on each side, and bring the breath into the hands here. Feel the lungs expand side to side. And notice as you do this if one side feels more expansive than the other. And just noticing that. And feel how you have to slightly alter the breath to bring it to this part of the chest here. Good. And continue to bring the breath to the side lungs for a few moments now. How does this feel different? And bringing the attention back to how that feels different when the mind wanders. Good. And now, see if you can place the hands over where the kidneys are at the back of the body, just above the hips at your lower back. If you feel comfortable to do that, in an invitation to see if you can bring the breath into the hands here. Can you feel the breath moving here as we practice bringing it to the back and bottom of the lungs? And continue with slow, deep breaths here and notice any small movement here at all, where you hold most of your lung tissue and bringing even more oxygen to the blood. And it's normal to think, even when we're focusing on the breath. So bring the attention back to the sensation of the breath here when it wanders. Good. Now I invite you to bring the hands back to the belly again, just as we did at the start of the session. So no right or wrong, any placement at all. Just below the belly button. And let's consciously bring that breath into the hands without straining. Just gently allowing the breath to shape itself into deeper, longer belly breaths. And I invite you to establish your own pace and rhythm here. And as I let you tune into that, notice when your mind wanders and gently bring it back to the sensation of the belly breath here. And now allow this rhythm to comfort and lull you, feeling the belly rise on the in-breath and the belly round and full like a balloon beneath the hands. And on the out-breath, everything relaxes back to center. And continue like that at your own pace and rhythm for a few moments now. Good. Then drop any conscious breathing and simply notice the breath in the body. Notice what shape the breath takes now after encouraging it into different parts of the lungs. Can you still feel the breath more strongly in one of the areas we explored than the others? And just notice your breath for a few more moments before we come to the end of this practice. Now leave that experience however it was for you today and notice how you feel. Good. Now feel into the points of connection between your body and whatever you sit or lie on, the sitting bones, the back. Feel that surface really supporting you here. Then bring some small intuitive movements back to the body. If you're lying down, gently roll over to one side before pushing yourself to sitting. Then when you're ready, and no rush here, gently blink the eyes open.